Got it. Okay. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're in a similar spot as us where you're trying to prove yourself, you're trying on a regular basis, having 3-4 gigs a week, work until 2 a.m, you have a full-time job, maybe I can't speak from a spot if you have kids or not, right? But like, stuff is stressful. The best thing that I can say to get you through those tough times is to just take one step at a time and to just breathe. Because if you begin to breathe, if you begin to take in the present moment, and I was thinking about this a little bit today, it's just a lot of times, like I've talked about before, people just get so suffocated by what they have to do, by how they have to transform their business, how they have to make it to the other side, how they're going to take this risk, how they're going when they're putting in all this work, when they're not seeing a direct result for months on end. You and I can both attest to that. This past year, we've done so many gigs for free. We've done so many things that we have not seen the return on, and we're just hoping it pays off when we have no idea if it's gonna. I'm quitting my job. I stopped school, but I know that it's going to happen because we're not going to stop, because we're going to keep going no matter how long it takes. And whatever this transforms into is what it transformed into. And of course, at times it gets stressful. Of course, at times in the short term, it sucks. But what keeps me going is that understanding of knowing the payoff that it's going to get us. And in the short term, when we have to edit back to back to back to back days, when we have all these gigs back to back to back to back, of course, sometimes it's more than others, but like one time when I had to come back and I had to edit 3 videos in one night for free, especially during a gig where they needed to get the video back in like an hour, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to get this done. But it's in those moments where you break those beliefs. And just like that ant that knows it can't get outside that circle, you break those self-limiting beliefs and you do so much more than you think you actually can. And when you take those small steps, when you just breathe, when you just focus on the task at hand, and you don't necessarily think that you have to overwork yourself, because I know we both fall into that a lot where we feel like if we're not working, we're not necessarily making progress. You can begin to prioritize your energy in a way that helps you move your needle, i.e., you can begin to do the right actions and get the most for each action on a regular basis. And it takes time. It's not easy by any means, but as long as you don't get caught in the trap of constantly wanting the outcome without putting in the work, then, and you keep trying on a regular basis, regardless of your ethnicity, your race, your skin color, what gender you are, and you take the power back and you put that first step forward and make as much progress as you can, and you focus on defining success as the amount of effort that you put in and leaving nothing on the field, then and only then you'll be able to feel satisfied on a regular basis, understand that you are doing the best you can, and that you are learning regardless of what happens externally. Because you'll eventually get there if you keep pushing. But it's a matter of if you keep going or not. And it just like Chris Williamson says, success isn't guaranteed if you're consistent, right? But what is guaranteed is failure if you're not consistent. Because if you stop, the progress stops. And so taking that step back, breathing, focusing on the task at hand, not getting overwhelmed, and just doing the work that needs to be done really goes a long way.